Well, good morning. I have baby Jade here, and I'm going to give her a bottle and talk about how, I care for my silicone babies. Um, I like her balled up. So, um, one of the things is that, of course, with silicone babies, you want to pick them up like they're regular babies. And so you want to support their head. If I don't support her head, I don't know if you guys can see, let's see, but if I don't support her head is gonna kind of lean back or fall forward. I don't know, you see, it'll go back. She's very flexible. You don't want to pick them up. I'm going to show you guys something, but you don't want to do this a lot with your babies. I know we do it in videos to like, it's so funny because her little head just keep falling over. But you don't want to hold your baby like this. And as you can see, it's like her, so you don't want to do that. You really don't want to do that. Even not so much, even just when you're trying to show the baby flexibility and stuff like that. I'll do that like a video or two for you guys, and then that's it, because I'm not gonna be roughing my doll up for display purposes. But as far as, a lot of people ask, like, they're so expensive, how can you enjoy something so expensive? I always like to make sure that the little lip is not tucked in when they take the bottle. So a lot of people are like, they're so expensive, like how can you enjoy them being so expensive? I totally enjoy Jade. I trust that Clairtel quality in the way that she, makes the babies is good enough for me to interact with her daily if I want to. Not always am I going to be able to have the time to interact with her daily, but if I want to, I feel confident that it's okay. As far as like powdering, with silicone babies, some babies do require that you powder them. And when I say require, I mean they will have like a sticky or tacky feel unless you powder them. Something that I learned along the way, it doesn't necessarily mean that the matting is bad. Sometimes it's just the type of matting that a person uses. I don't know. Because I've gotten dolls where they had just been matted and then they still be kind of tacky. With Clairtel dolls, it's not like that. They don't need to be powdered. They don't. They're not sticky. They don't attract a lot of lint, but just like any silicone, sometimes you will see me say, "Oh, it's a little lint on them," but so do I do it with my reborn. Sometimes lint, gets on them or something, on myself, whatever. Anyway, but so yeah, with silicone babies, the powdering, it is fun though. I like powdering my babies, but I don't powder my Clairtel babies, the ones that she painted and made for the most part. Well, and I'll say mostly the ethnic ones more than anything. I probably would want to still, put a little powder or something on one of the other ones, but it would just make her color look dusty, I think. So I wouldn't want to put powder on her. As far as bottles, this baby, I am using one of Clairtel bottles that she sends with the babies, with the nipple that's, don't leak and all that stuff. It's already sealed and everything. That way I don't worry about accidents of leaking. But with this particular baby, because she has the drinking wet system, I can feed her just a regular bottle with water in it. Now, I'll be honest with you guys, that feature is just an extra for me. I'm not gonna really use it. I will use it one time to show you guys how it works and that she, you know, actually pees, but, or, you know, wets, but I'm not going to do that much because I'm just not that much of a big fan of the drinking wet. I mean, I like it for role play videos and stuff like that. I think that's great, but I don't get any enjoyment out of her wedding. It's just, I don't know. Anyway, but that, you know, but it's pretty cool that she can, especially for role play videos. So, you know, but yeah, and then as far as like bathing, now that has changed with me. When I first, you know, collected silicone, one of the things that I one of the things that I did, I wanted the silicone babies for, was for the oh my gosh, she only burps when I have to sit her this way. That was one of the main things that I did. I look at a little back. I got them for the bathing and the pacifier, but now not so much. I mean, if I will bathe, you know, maybe bathe them once, rinse off with just water. I don't use soap in my water, or sometimes I may put out, well, let me say this, I don't soap them up. I may put a dab of the Johnson & Johnson in the bath water for the fragrance, but for the most part I would just use water and rinse them off. But I'm to the point now where I'm over that, so the only way she gets a bath is if she really needs to be rinsed off. Like she get a lot of fuzzies on her and just picking them off, just don't do. Her little head just fall for it. It's like you can't, you have to help her. She's say, you have to help me, mommy, help me. So yeah, so that is, but if you're into bathing them, I say don't use any harsh soaps. Don't wipe them when you bathe them. Just, you know, sponge them, rinse them, let the water run off them, you know, kind of rinse them off, because, you know, they are painted, so you want to be careful with that. What else? You want to dry out their eyes, make sure they don't get water in their eyes and their mouth. You want to, you know, make sure that's dry when you know, bathe them and stuff like that. So there's nothing really extra about taking care of a silicone baby than there is with a reborn baby, other than the fact that they may get a little bit more fuzzies than a reborn, and you might want to either wipe them down or rinse them off. Not, you know, scrubbing them and stuff. They're not going to be out playing and getting dirty. You want to handle them like a real baby. Their hair is not sealed because you can't seal into a solid silicone baby head. However, some artists root deeper than others. With my Roz Bailey babies and Claritella babies, I've never had to worry about the hair coming out. I don't see it shedding a lot. I did have a silicone baby once before, 2 of them before, that the hair just, you lay them on the pillow and when you move them, the hair just like, you'll see strands of hair on the pillow, or you put them on the hat and when you take off the hat was full of like pieces of hair and stuff, like the hair just was coming out. So I guess they didn't root them deep or whatever. But I don't have that issue with my Claritella babies, and I didn't have that issue with my Roz babies. And I could really like style them, you know, like style their hair, you know, however I wanted to. Trying to think of everything else that I get questions on. She does have a spine, so I really feel it when I'm holding her. The armatures, I'm not afraid of the armatures in her legs. I really like them. A lot of people ask, do it take away from them being as floppy as far as their limbs go? Well, yes and no. They're floppy enough still, not really. I'll be honest, they're not as floppy as, you know, without the armatures. However, real babies just don't move so jiggly like. So I actually like them because it don't have their arms and hands going in weird positions. But I know, like with Kingston, he was a little bit firmer than Zoe, but I kind of like that with him because he didn't have armatures, so his arms didn't like flail all over the place. So I did like that with him. Now with her, oh, I'm probably gonna have to make a second video, but yeah, like her leg, you know, see, they'll still fall, but I can pose her more.